everybody? You know, it's just me tonight, Brina. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live news recap. After having a couple days off, you know I had to come back and talk about this ridiculous anti-Antifa roundtable that the Trump administration had. So we have some clips from that we're going to have to go ahead and review. Okay, again, they held a roundtable to talk about an imaginary group that does not exist. It does not have any leaders. We don't have any funding, but they held an entire roundtable in front of the press. It's so embarrassing. We're also going to talk about Donald Trump had they didn't call it a medical emergency, but he had an unexpected trip to have his second annual. They said it was for an annual visit, which he just had an annual visit 5 months ago. So the dementia rumors are starting to kick off again to the point where Jesse Waters is having a meltdown on Fox News about it. No Kings 2.0 has worked its way up the chain of command and has got the attention of Donald Trump and his administration. They are calling it an anti-America. That we hate America. That's why we're out in the streets. The problem they're going to have is the last No Kings protest. There was over 10 million people peacefully protesting in the streets. Okay? So if we do that again and have even more people, it's going to completely break through their entire narrative. But I am worried. I think everybody that goes to a protest, especially a No Kings protest, because the last one was massive, is keep an eye out for instigators. People that are trying to start violence on our side. It does not happen. If you see somebody that is actively trying to get you to do something violent, get a cop, tell him he is not with us. He is trying to start shit. He needs to go. And they will escort him out of there. For the most part. I mean, we do live in kind of a weird environment. What's up, everybody? It's good to see everyone. I have a really good show lined up for you. What else are we going to talk about? The Nobel Peace Prize. Donald Trump, to the surprise of only Donald Trump and his administration, did not get a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, I'm shocked that a guy who has opened concentration camps and is actively hiring white supremacists to join his own personal army, that guy didn't get a Nobel Peace Prize? Oh, my goodness. And this Gaza peace deal, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, but apparently now we're even deploying troops to Israel to help oversee this peace deal or ceasefire or whatever it is. It's just, they want the land. It's all it is. They want the land. They've beaten the people of Gaza to the point where they can't fight back. They have no choices. They have no options. I mean, they've stopped food from going in. It's absolutely horrendous what they've done. And then now all of a sudden they were talking about a peace deal, right? Of course, right when the Nobel Peace Prize is getting ready to come out, and Donald Trump is actually shocked. But the Nobel Laureates Association, I don't know what the fuck it's called, the people that handle the Nobel Peace Prize, had a very, very amazing response to Donald Trump's bitching and moaning and stuff like that. So first, let's go ahead and talk about Donald Trump did have a visit to the hospital. Unexpected, I guess. They said it was routine yearly medical checkup at Walter Reed Medical Military Center. He was diagnosed in July with a chronic penis insufficiency, common condition in individuals over 70. But we've all seen Cankles McGee with the feet, like he got muffin tops coming out of his shoes. We've seen that. We know the bruises on the hands. The guy's not healthy. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck is keeping this guy alive at this point. Like every day I wake up, it's like, it's gotta be today, bro. It's gotta be today, right? Nope. More disappointment. Every day we gotta fucking deal with this shit. But obviously the guy's brain is complete mush. But Jesse, and you know how I know this, is Jesse Waters is adamant that he doesn't have dementia. And you just, basically anything that Fox News says, just believe the opposite. Like this guy, yeah. The Antifa guy, yeah, okay. So anything Fox News says is just disregard and believe pretty much the exact opposite of what they say. But here's Jesse Waters trying to defend this medical visit.
So the thing he's calling him demented now, he's saying Trump has dementia. You can't say Trump is a diabolical Nazi who's overthrowing the government and then on the next day call him someone with dementia. You can't be a dictator with dementia. You can't suspend an election and then forget you suspended an election. Trump didn't need note cards to know who Hillary Clinton was. And the guy has the longest memory of anybody. He remembers every slight, every name, every statistic. The man is a lot of things. He does not have dementia.
So, yeah, I guarantee Donald Trump has dementia. And can we admit that Jesse Waters is one of those guys with the secret grinder profiles? I mean, come on. Come on. And I'm not judging, you know what I mean? It's like okay to be gay these days, but you're again, these closeted Republican men, I don't know what to call them, but yeah, they're something. They're something. They like to oppress the LGBTQ community while being gay. And that's their other way to explain it, but man, these people need to just come out of Trump's closet. Please. It's exhausting dealing with you guys pretending like being married and shit. Like Mike Johnson, come on. I'm going to show you a video. This is Mike Johnson because Mike Johnson's pissed off about... This is Mike Johnson trying to be intimidating, by the way. It's the freaking funniest thing ever. He's like, I'm so angry. It's like watching a little... he's such a little guy. But anyway, yeah, so let me go to this. Let me go pull this up here. The GOP leaders called No Kings protest a Hate America rally, basically suggesting a terror link. These people are fucking nuts. Nuts. They're actively going to get people killed. They're actively going to get people killed, and they don't care. They're saying the Antifa crowd were a pro-Hamas crowd, Marxists, blah, 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 blah. Like, but this destroys their narrative. They want violence because if we, again, collectively gather over 10 million people on the streets and there's no violence, that will completely destroy and break through any narrative they're trying to paint that we are the violent ones. Okay, and I'm tired of being blamed for, like, this roundtable. You'd have to be batshit crazy to believe the stuff that comes out of their mouths. All right, but anyway, before we get to that, let me show you guys an example. This is Mike Johnson being intimidating.
this nonsense, and we're so angry about it. I mean, I'm a very patient guy, but I have had it with these people. They're playing.
I'm so scared.
The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. It's all the pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. They're all coming out. Some of the House Democrats are selling T-shirts for the event, and it's being told to us that they won't be able to reopen the government until after that rally because they can't face their rabid base. I mean, this is it's
our fault. It's our fault. It's Antifa's fault now they can't reopen the government until October. So they're saying for the next week, they're going to blame shutting the government down on a peaceful protest. Man, honestly, I don't know how their base believes any of this at this point. Because, I mean, I get there's some not very smart people in America. But come on, man. Like, this is just getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. But some of these people out there believe it. Some of these people truly out there, and they don't care. But some people like this stuff. Like this ICE just kidnapping people. There are people out there like Stephen Miller who thinks... yeah, there should be only white people in America. That's how the logics of Stephen Miller. These people are truly crazy, and that's the worst part is they're stupid at the same time, which I guess makes it even more dangerous. So, but before we go on to talking about the anti-Antifa rally or roundtable, this is Greg Gutfeld. Like they are having such a hard time trying to paint us in a bad light. Because they know, Fox News knows, they're just lying. They're just lying, saying that we're the ones causing all the violence. And their viewers are like, oh my God, we're under attack. When in reality, it's the complete opposite. And Fox News knows that. And hopefully one day Fox News gets held accountable for all the lies and shit. Because they're going to be responsible for people dying in America with their lies. But anyway, here's Greg Gutfeld saying that we're just unattractive people on the left. Like, if you see it, they're just not good looking.
And people were saying, Greg, usually you're like a 9'8", 9'9". You're kind of like an 8. And I go, oh, God, I'm letting the hate come out of my pores. And that's the point I want to make, Charlie, is that you can't be attractive when you have unattractive thoughts. The mind and the body, they kind of intertwine. And that's why you see a lot of the people at these protests, these activists, they have the raw material, and they're young, but they look so ugly. I mean, it's amazing what TBS can do to your body. I mean, the perfect example, obviously, is Kathy Griffin. She went from, no, she did, I mean, it's true. She went from carrot top to carrot rock bottom. I mean, my goodness. But anyway.
So yeah, we're just unattractive people. He's a comedian, I think, or supposed to be. I've never heard him say anything funny, but that's who they have on Fox News, and they're having a meltdown. And let's be honest, come on, guys. The only reason the government shut down is protect the Epstein files, because they have enough votes. If they would have swore that woman in that was rightfully elected, I forget what state she was from, they would have had enough votes to release the Epstein files, which would that would have been devastating, not just the Trump administration, but everybody in that high-profile billionaire weirdo orbit. Yeah, it would bring a lot of people down. That was a worldwide blackmail operation, okay? That wasn't just, like I said, and I think Donald Trump is more than just a participant in this whole Epstein saga. They knew each other for 15 years plus. Donald Trump helped traffic the girls. Donald Trump is a sex trafficker of children, as well as a raging pedophile. So, yeah, awesome, right? So let's go ahead and talk about, I guess, some good news real quick. The Trump administration, oh, no, actually, you know what? We're going to talk about this on a different show, but there was a judge that just issued a scathing order against the Trump administration and ICE regarding what they are and are not allowed to do to the public. I mean, they pepperballed a priest in the face. Not pepper spray. They shot him with a pepper ball from the roof and then laughed. A priest. I thought you guys are Christians and you're out there shooting priests in the face with pepper spray and pepper balls. That shit's crazy. As well as the woman, we're going to talk about that. They didn't kill the woman in Chicago that I thought she died. I thought they murdered her. She lived. And Kristi Noem's out there saying, yeah, they had to shoot her because she had an AR-15. She had an assault rifle. And then, of course, in the official report, there's no mention of a weapon at all. And the body camera footage, which hopefully becomes public, the body camera footage shows ICE saying, do something. They wanted to shoot this woman. That's why the woman got shot, is because ICE wanted to shoot her. They hit her vehicle. They scared the shit out of her. And when she tried to get away, they fucking shot her. Okay, so let that sink in. ICE is okay with shooting people. Not only are they okay with it, they apparently want to, some of these sick fucks. So, yeah, we got a lot on our plate in America here. I don't recommend anybody come here if you're not from here. If you have vacations, I would definitely look elsewhere. Jesus Christ. Things are not okay. I'd be surprised if the Olympics still happens. I'm surprised they haven't canceled like the World Cup or moved it somewhere else or something like that, but yeah, it's gonna be rough in the near future in the United States for sure. I don't see this ending peacefully. I don't. We are, like I said, I'm not advocating for violence, but just based on their actions, them wanting bloodshed. You know what I mean? You cannot talk these people down. It's not gonna happen. Like the only. I mean, this is the point where I feel like our military swore an oath to protect us against the Trump administration. Isn't that what your oath is for? Protect the people from foreign and domestic enemies? We currently have innocent people being shot. We have an army of white nationalist Nazis running the streets, and they're government funded. They have one of the largest budgets of any military in the world. I feel like this is the point where the military needs to step up and fulfill their oath to protect the American people. Because we are under attack. Get it? While you guys are out there bombing fishing boats and, sending troops to Israel or wherever the fuck he's going to send them next. Yeah, we're under attack. Your home country is under attack. So I don't know what's going to happen in the near future. I just don't see it ending. I don't see it ending well. I don't. I'm not going to be the optimist. It's going to be like, oh, it's going to be okay, guys. I don't see it being okay. I don't. Hopefully, we'll come out of it okay, but the shit we're going to have to go through to get there is going to be intense, and something this country hasn't seen in decades, if not longer. So, yeah. Because we have, all right, moving on. This is a good segue. We have the White House claiming Antifa is a real group. Kristi Noem actually just claimed that they caught the girlfriend of the leader of Antifa. Something stupid like that. We'll play the video here. But this is the White House trying to convince the American people, poorly, I might mention. I don't understand how anybody listens to this and actually believes it, but I've said that about a lot of things that have happened and been said and been on Fox News that I just can't believe that people buy this shit. So we'll go. I have 3 clips. They're a little bit longer, so we can pause them and talk about it throughout there. But let me go ahead and start the first one.
All Americans that we have a very serious left-wing terror threat in our country. Radicals associated with the domestic terror group Antifa that you've heard a lot about lately, and I've heard a lot about them for 10 years. And other far-left extremists have been carrying out a campaign of violence against ICE agents and other officials charged with enforcing federal law. In Chicago, anarchists have surveilled at least 4 local ICE facilities.
Anarchists have surveilled? Wow.
And posted diagrams of the buildings online, meaning nothing but bad, accompanied by photos of specific ICE agents that they're targeting, one in particular who's a top person and a great patriot. In July, approximately a dozen Antifa-aligned militants stormed the ICE facility in Texas and then lured officers out of the building before firing dozens of rounds at police. They were crazy, frankly, shooting one Texas officer in the neck. And in Portland, Oregon, Antifa thugs have
Oregon? Oh, God.
repeatedly attacked our officers and laid siege to federal property in an attempt to violently stop the execution of federal law. Everything we're doing is very lawful.
Everything we are doing is very lawful. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, sure. Well, let's continue.
They're doing is not lawful. And what the governor and the mayor
So he's attacking us. He's saying that's lawful. We're exercising our constitutional rights to peacefully protest, and we're the ones that are being unlawful. Got it.
example, you could say of Portland, and you can say certainly of Chicago. It's not lawful what they're doing. They have to be very careful. In addition, 2 weeks ago, a radical left terrorist in Dallas conducted a sniper attack.
Come on, man. That was one person, and they were aiming at the immigrants. No ICE agents were injured. Only immigrants were shot in that incident. Almost like they were specifically aiming there. You know what I mean? That's probably why we haven't heard much information about it. And also, can we say it's been a month, I think today, a month to the day, that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the Trump administration. I'm sorry. We haven't gotten any evidence, bro. None regarding Charlie Kirk. Seriously, they can't even prove that Tyler Robinson was there the day of the shooting. They have presented us no video evidence. There's been no testimony from anybody on the ground. There was like 2,000 kids there. We have not seen any social media videos. That campus had hundreds of security cameras there, and we have no footage, and we still have the footage from the camera that is directly behind Charlie Kirk, the one that Turning Point USA stole. So we also have no ballistics report, no coroner report, no autopsy. We don't even know where he was buried. We don't even know if he's been cremated. There wasn't a church funeral. Like, so much of this just does not make sense. And I feel like they're trying to bury this story. Like, nobody's talking about Charlie Kirk. They have such short attention spans. As soon as they said Bad Bunny, they completely forgot about Charlie Kirk. But But do not worry, because Donald Trump did say today, I believe, that Charlie Kirk is set to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom still here soon. So, but honestly, other than that, I haven't heard Donald Trump talk about Charlie Kirk at all. It's almost like he didn't exist. Kind of weird, right? I don't know. That whole situation just stinks to me. And I don't know if we'll ever know the truth. At least not under this administration, we won't.
ICE facility, killing 2 people and leaving behind a note that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents some real terror."
No, they did not. No, they did not leave a note behind saying that. Jesus, man. See what I mean, though? This would be funny almost if it wasn't reality. Again, I feel like we're living in the prequel to Idiocracy, but this is dangerous. This is dangerous because there are people in the Midwest and in these red states that are very uneducated and get all of their information without fact-checking any of it from Fox News, think that there isn't a left-wing Soros-funded group named Antifa, and we have leaders and meetings and shit. I'm sorry, it's hard not to laugh, but this is reality. This is what we have to deal with. I am technically a domestic terrorist. I don't know if I should say that out loud. Hopefully YouTube doesn't ban me for saying that, but technically, I'm an Antifa. Most people are. The fact that you're having we are Nazis and we hate anti-fascist roundtable is funny to me. Yeah, like what? Look, here, I'll give you an example of something just ridiculous. Here's Kristi Noem. I'm going to get back to Donald Trump. But here's Kristi Noem making some wild claims about capturing the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa. They captured an imaginary girlfriend of an imaginary leader of an imaginary group named Antifa. Am I the only one that thinks this is fucking absurd? Oh my God, but people believe this shit.
And had the chance to visit with the governor of Oregon and also the mayor. They're in town, and they are absolutely covering up the terrorism that is hitting their streets. While you talked about some of the stories of our...
Yep, guys, it's a giant cover-up. They don't want help. They want terrorism in the streets, so they're covering it up. This is so stupid.
ICE agents, our Border Patrol agents, how they have been attacked, how they have been shot at, injured, the damage that they've done. These leaders in these local cities, along with Pritzker and Johnson, ignore what's going on, or, sir, they're helping Antifa cover it up. We have...
Now the governors of the cities are helping Antifa cover it up, guys. Like, this is not like The Onion. This is the Trump administration, man. Happy birthday, Fontucky. What? It's a Fontucky's birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Or not. Why did I say thank you so much? Hope you had a great birthday. Sorry, my gummies must have kicked in.
Arrested dozens of individuals that are Antifa members or affiliated with them, and I want to thank our Attorney General for prosecuting them and making sure they never see the light of day again. They have been so bold in making sure we're bringing those individuals to justice. One of the individuals we arrested recently in Portland was the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa. And go after her, interview her, and prosecute her. We will get more and more information about the network and how we can root them out and eliminate them from the existence of American society.
Wow.
Journalists here today for
as ridiculous as it is, like, that's serious words. Remove them from the existence of society. Eliminate them, I believe she said. They are making us real. All right, so just like Obamacare, they made that up to scare everybody, and then they didn't even, to the point where they didn't even realize that it was the Affordable Care Act. They named it something and made it into like a boogeyman and scared their people. That's exactly what they're doing here. Like, that's what they did with DEI. Oh my God, everything's woke. Like, that's what they do. They're paid. That's why I keep saying these bigger channels need to stop saying big words like authoritarianism or fascism even, because they don't know what that means. But again, Nazi. Everybody knows what Nazi means. This is a very specific type of fascism, modeled after a very specific type of person that existed during World War II. That guy, you know what I mean? This is Nazism. in the United States. It truly is. We shouldn't call it anything but that. And I'm tired of these other channels like trying to sugarcoat it. But like, is he an authoritarian? Yes, the motherfucker's an authoritarian. Yes. The dude is actively hiring Proud Boys and white nationalists into ICE as federal fucking agents. These people have the authority to kick your door down without a fucking warrant and put a gun in your face. Yes. Okay, yes. Stop asking, is he or is he not? Yes, the motherfucker is a dictator. He's a Nazi. He wants to be like Adolf Hitler. Okay, again, it's not defamatory if it's true. They actively want to be Nazis, and then they get offended when we call them that. But, you know, if you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing Nazi stuff. Like going after anti-fascists. Like, how big of a flag could you put up? You should stop using the American flag, by the way. But let's just say that. You guys are more than welcome to start using the one from World War II. You already like using it, but I say you make it official. You can put Trump's name over it, or whatever, in gold. I don't give a fuck. But we're taking the American flag back because that stands for freedom and democracy and civil rights and rights for all people. All that kind of shit. Okay? Yeah, you guys cannot use that flag anymore. I'm sorry, it's disrespectful. More disrespectful than burning a flag, which, again, is still a constitutional right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, still, again, he has a personal army. They're actively hiring white supremacists and people that actively have Nazi beliefs. They are excited to shoot black and brown people. I wish there was an easier way to say that, but these degenerates have been looking forward to something like this their whole lives. Okay, we think of it from our point of view where we're like, how could somebody possibly be like that? Well, we have to just accept the fact that there are people that think like that. There are probably people that joined ICE specifically just with the thought in mind that they might be able to shoot somebody with black or brown skin and have absolutely no consequences whatsoever. Because so far there haven't been any consequences to the guy that shot the woman in Chicago, unarmed woman in Chicago that they were threatening. Yeah, these pieces of shit want to shoot minorities, dude. I'm not even playing. Like, I wish I was making this up. I wish I was being extreme, but I'm not. You got to think that they are hiring Nazis, actively hiring people that have been underground for decades, just hating everybody. And now they have a federal job where they're probably making like 6 figures a year. And they get to play with military-grade equipment with minimal training. Fuck, man, this country's so cooked right now. Yeah, anyway, I lost my train of thought on that rant. Anyways, let's talk about Trump. And then I have a clip of Pam Bondi. And Kash Patel, man, he looks rough. Okay, he does not look good. I think the excessive use of stimulants is starting to affect him. He doesn't look like he slept in days. But yeah, let's go back to Donald Trump, though. Here is him talking that we are all paid actors. We are funded by some dark money organization. And the reasoning behind it is fucking hilarious. I'm not going to spoil it. So let me just add this to the stage here.
See what we have on these people. These are bad people. These are people that want to destroy our country. We're not going to let it happen. They've used armed gangs to assault local police in cities nationwide, and they've attacked journalists reporting on their crimes.
That is not actually ICE is attacking journalists, so we can kind of throw that out there actively. That's one of the reasons the judge, one of the things in her statement was about actively targeting journalists, which is insane. Usually that's called a war crime.
So the journalists that report on their crimes, don't worry, you're very safe. I hope that's not going to turn you around, but they have been very threatening to people, but we're going to be very threatening to them, far more threatening to them than they ever were with us, and that includes the people that fund them. Probably some of the people I know, some of the people I dine with, but if they do, they're in deep trouble. So we're going to be looking very strongly at the people that are funding these operations. When you see the signs, and they're all made out of a beautiful paper, beautiful, nice, stiff, very expensive paper with beautiful wood handles, all the same color. They come from very expensive printing machines. These are not people that write out their signs in a basement that believe in something. These are paid anarchists. At least 3 of these Courageous journalists have personally been victims
I
of
gotta replay
Antifa
that
attacks.
shit. Hold up.
The same color. They come from very expensive printing machines. These are
That's
not
what it
people
is,
that write
guys.
out their signs. And
Guys, they're on to us. They're on to us. Our signs are too good. We got to make shittier signs. We got to stop using the special paper factory that we've been using. And we're all using the same wood. What the
a
fuck?
basement that believe in something. These are
This is his hardcore evidence of Antifa being paid activists.
paid
This is
anarchists.
crazy.
At least 3 of these courageous
so good.
journalists have personally been victims of Antifa attacks. Andy No has been repeatedly beaten by Antifa thugs for his work in Andy is a very serious person too, I have to tell you. I've been watching him for a long time.
He has no idea who
Is
Andy is.
here? That's what I thought. Hello.
He
Andy.
just said
You're looking better than you do out on those streets, huh?
he didn't know who it was. He was like, Andy? Oh. I know him very well. Is he here? Oh, he's right in front of me. What the fuck, bro? So anyway, yeah, that's why they think we're being paid, is because all the signs look alike. I forget who it was. Was it Stephen Miller? Or somebody was ranting about they're all wearing orange vests. Sounds like you morons. Those are the safety workers at protests, because we actually organize the people in orange vests, especially, like, for fuck's sake, if you're going to be a terrorist, are you going to run around in a fucking bright-ass orange construction vest? How fucking stupid are you, man? This is ridiculous. But no, anybody, if you ever go to a protest, usually there's people wearing orange vests to be very visible. There's safety. They usually have radios, and they make sure nobody's starting shit, that kind of stuff, and make sure everybody's safe and going in the right direction. That's what... But they're trying to say all of this is some kind of evil. We're just evil. Oh my God, we're destroying America. We're having an anti-America, pro-Hamas rally. Bro, I don't even know. Like, it's hard to process all of this. It really is, because again, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. But I'm glad the No Kings protest is scaring them. It is scaring them, because they're desperate, right? You can see they're desperate to paint this narrative that we are somehow these evil, violent organization. And again, if there's 10, 15, 20 million people in the streets and nothing happens, they can't say that. You know what I'm saying? So this protest, if we can remain peaceful and they don't start anything, because believe me, I guarantee they were going to try to start shit. They're getting very bold. But again, this will completely destroy their narrative of we are the violent ones almost all the violence over the last 10 years, politically motivated, has been on the right. Almost all. I mean, it's not even close. People are like, well, there's violence. Yeah, there's a lot. We usually are the reactive ones, okay? We don't usually go out and start shit, but we've been known to react aggressively to situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we promote. I always promote on this show. I do not promote violence, but I do promote being smart, and I promote having the means to protect yourself. Okay, don't be stupid in this current environment. You know what I mean? We have to think about outside the box. You know, some people that, you know, if you're not okay with guns, I would recommend at least some means to protect your house, because you can get cameras cheap now that can surveil at least outside of your house at doors. Video footage is crucial these days, so anytime you can get video footage of anything is great. So I'm actually thinking about getting those Meta glasses, those Ray-Ban ones with the cameras. I'm not thinking about it. I'm going to. It's going to be an investment into the show, because when I'm on location, I am always on my phone. It would be nice to actually do like recorded clips while I'm streaming. Can't do both, and I don't have time to sit down and clip stuff afterwards. So it'd be nice to be able to do that. Plus, if anything pops off, it's a lot easier to record if I have those glasses, as opposed to trying to grab my phone out and get the camera on and all that stuff. So yeah, where can you sign up for to be Antifa? I don't know. I've been looking. I've been looking. I'll ask George. I'm meeting with George later this week. I'll ask him. Soros, you guys may have heard of him. Yo, I swear to God, next time Trump does that shit in one of his speeches, I'm going to lose my shit. Every time he mentions somebody famous that obviously everybody knows, he's like, have you heard of him? Have you heard of him? Fuck off. Yes, we've heard of him. Wait for applause. Okay, yeah. Anyway, back to they are desperate to paint us out to be the villains. But people have eyes and can see that obviously nothing that they're saying is happening because they're trying to paint an image of like Chicago and Portland burning to the ground. Like just terrorists running around, just lighting shit on fire everywhere. But it's not happening. It's not happening. Chicago was just voted one of the nicest cities in the United States, or the nicest city in the United States for like the 9th year in a row. So is it the nicest city in the United States, or is it burning to the ground? Like, it can't be both at the same time. And it was nice until ICE showed up. So, yeah. Moving on. Let's talk about Pam. This is more back to this stupid roundtable. But I wanted to show Pam Bondi's response because she's nuts. Dude, she's nuts. And I believe she's known Trump since she was a teenager. I believe I can prove that. Recently, she said in an interview, because she was one of those girls that nobody really knew about, and then all of a sudden she started getting into like beauty pageants and shit like that. This was all around the time Epstein stuff was going on. I'm just saying. I have a picture of Donald Trump dancing with some girl, and she looks awfully like Pam Bondi, but we're not going to get into conspiracy. We're just going to go ahead and just... But she's dangerous. She is truly willing to do anything that Donald Trump wants. And again, the Attorney General is supposed to work independently of the presidency, not directly for him. This is not how it's supposed to work. She has completely taken the judicial branch and put it underneath Donald Trump's executive branch. And then, of course, the GOP is useless when it comes to legislating, and the government is shut down. You know what I'm saying? They want military to go to Israel. They want military to police the streets of the United States, but they're not willing to pay these troops, which is insane. So if you're out there in the military, just know we got your back. We think you deserve better. You do. Absolutely 100% deserve better. Being told that American citizens are the enemy and then they're not going to pay you is fucking crazy. But unfortunately, the military, until some of the higher ranking officials decide that these are illegal orders, which I'm hoping is coming, we're going to have to deal with this. And do not blame the military. When you see young guys on the streets in these cities, they don't have a choice, okay? If they say no, they can get kicked out of the military or face other repercussions, you know what I mean, for not following orders. So it is not an illegal order. I mean, it is because the judges are saying you can't do this, but yeah, they're not being told to target. Like, Donald Trump wants the military to target us, but they're not so far. So again, I'm hoping at some point that the military steps up and protects us against ICE. That is what I'm hoping happens eventually. So I do. But again, either way, it's going to end. It's not going to be a clean ending where we just protest our way out of this. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of action is going to be taken by a lot of powerful people. So yeah. But anyway, let's go back to Pam Bondi. Here's her talking all her shit.
President Trump, and as you made clear, Antifa is a domestic left-wing terrorist organization.
Hi, proud member. Proud member.
We've seen them on video for years because they wanted to be seen and they got away with it. They beat journalists, they attack courthouses, they attack police stations, they dox and assault our law enforcement.
Attack. I was at one protest where they were blowing bubbles and singing and shit. Attack? I swear these guys are such snowflakes. They see a group of angry people and they think that's an attack. God, y'all are spineless, gutless cowards.
Enforcement officers. The Biden administration let them commit these crimes with total impunity for years.
Yeah, I miss Biden leading Antifa. The good old days.
So did Democrat leaders like Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Huh?
Last week, independent journalist Nick Sorter was arrested just for protecting himself against Antifa. I saw it online and I called Nick. I couldn't believe what happened.
Dude got pushed. You punk bitch. God, you're such crybaby.
He did all this just trying to save our American flag from being burned. He was pushed down and assaulted, yet the local police arrested Nick, not the Antifa thugs who did.
Yeah, because he could burn a flag. That's his constitutional right. The fact that you were trying to take it away from him means you initiated the entire thing, you dumb fuck. So, yeah, appropriate response, I think.
This to him. Antifa feels empowered to operate in the open because weak Democrats have turned a blind eye to their actions. Their hatred for President Trump.
I'm sorry. Come on. Come on, MAGA. Fuck. How do you eat this right up? This is fucking crazy talk right here.
And for law and order agendas fuels their violence.
I'm sorry. Does anybody have problems with the law and order speech from people that are protecting pedophiles and a convicted criminal at the top? I have problems following laws that are written and enforced by a convicted criminal who is shitting on our Constitution. I have a problem with that. I will be open and honest about that.
We've seen more than 1,000% increase in attacks against our ICE agents since January 20th. Secretary Noem is out there fighting for you firsthand to keep our federal officers safe, to keep our federal buildings safe, and we're not going to have it anymore, these thugs.
These thugs. It's so scary. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're telling the public. Again, I don't know how people believe this, but I think we've learned throughout this last couple years that people will believe fucking anything. Think of the wildest, dumbest shit you could possibly imagine in your mind, and I guarantee somebody out there thinks that it's true. Guarantee it. That's why we still have flat earth people. Seriously. We're still arguing with people like that. But that's the Trump administration, again, making us out to be domestic terrorists, the bad guys, blah, 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 blah. And then we have Kash Patel. You know what? I don't even want to fucking look at Kash Patel. He looks cracked out of his mind, man. He looks like shit. Seriously, he looks like he hasn't slept in days. I want to move on to this Nobel Peace Prize shit, because this is hilarious to me that Donald Trump even thought he could get one. Have you seen what's happening in the streets? You're actually playing propaganda videos to try and convince people on social media that there are violent attacks currently happening in the United States while using footage from 4 years ago. I think I showed you guys that video that was published on the White House's social media that they were trying to say, I think it was Chicago, was burning to the ground, and there was a guy with a gun pointing it at ICE. That shit was from 4 years ago. That's what they're trying to pass that off as that's what's happening now. That's why we need ICE. That's why we need the military in the streets. They're lying to create a fake crisis that they can respond to, which is insane. But that's how our government works now. Fuck. I think it's the only proper. Just fuck. But Donald Trump's been begging for forever for a Nobel Peace Prize. As a matter of fact, I have a clip Jimmy Kimmel made of Donald Trump just doing just that, because he's jealous that Obama has one, because he has a deep hatred for Obama for whatever reason. I think we all know the reason. But Obama has one, so Donald Trump just automatically thinks that he should get one too. But that's not how it works. So the actual person that won it was, let me add this to the stage, the Venezuelan opposition leader, which is good because she's promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. So she's one of the good guys, and she got it. Donald Trump was not happy. MAGA was furious. But the fact that he even thought he was going to get one is hilarious. But he's wanted one for a very, very long time. Here's a good clip that they put on Jimmy Kimmel.
Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't do anything. They gave it to Obama for doing absolutely nothing. He got the Nobel Prize for doing nothing. They should give me the Nobel Prize. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. I had so many people, you should get the Nobel Prize. I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. I got the Nobel Peace Prize nomination. I got nominated
The Peace
for the
Prize.
Nobel Prize. Where's my Nobel Peace Prize they don't talk about? A Peace Prize Nobel nomination, and they didn't cover it. And I don't care, but I'm not looking for it. I'm not politicking for it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of unfairness in this world.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Nobel Peace Prize. Can't even say it. God, he's so pathetic, isn't he? Maybe do something peaceful, and you might get it. You know what I mean? If it had you would have actually stopped the war in Gaza, like the 8 times you said you did. Like all this peace in the Middle East is complete bullshit. Oh, don't panic, guys. We're not building a Qatari air base on American soil. That was a really dumb fucking statement by Pete Hegseth, but I looked further into it. Qatar, we'll be talking about it more, bought a bunch of F-15s from us, and they're going to be training the pilots on how to operate the F-15s. Pete Hegseth is a flunky, got kicked out of the military, never got higher than a graded general, or a major, I'm sorry. He has no clue what he's doing. He's a Fox News host and a drunk and a white nationalist. Like, the guy's literally no clue what he's doing. He misspoke and said, we're building a fucking Qatari air base. That's not what's happening, so don't panic, everybody. I was pissed when that first came out, but that's what he said. You know what I mean? You can't misspeak like that when you're the Secretary of War. I feel so dumb saying that. But yeah, that guy misspoke and said we're building an entire airbase for Qatar. That's insane. That's insane. So, because about this Nobel Peace Prize shit, watch this, okay? This is Donald Trump's peace deal in Gaza, okay? He says, basically, release all the hostages, and I'm not going to guarantee Israel's going to bomb you. Not verbatim. He says there's no guarantees. Afterwards, we'll just see what happens. So it's basically release the hostages, and we're just going to take, like, who believes Donald Trump's word? Nobody. Why would you take Donald Trump's word on a peace deal? Jesus Christ. They want the land. These rich guys want the land, and they want to build some kind of mega resort. They already have plans for it. They want to build some kind of rich or mega resort for all these rich people on the bones and ashes of all the dead Palestinian people. That's their plan. That is their plan.
Looking ahead, what guarantees Hamas disarms and that Israel doesn't resume bombing once the hostages are released?
The first thing we're doing is getting our hostages back, okay? And that's what people wanted more than anything else. They wanted these hostages back that have lived in hell like nobody has ever even dreamt possible. And after that, we'll see. But they've agreed to things, and I think it's going to move along pretty well.
After that, we'll see. I just feel all warm and fuzzy inside about that promise. How about you guys? As a matter of fact, Israel did, in fact, attack people in Gaza after the ceasefire was supposedly in place. You will not see any stories on it, but there are videos on social media. That's why I say recording shit is so crucial, because we have to record and we have to post this shit. Even if one person sees it, you know, that's good. But we're not seeing the stories that we're supposed to see. I don't want to sound like a right-wing conspiracy theorist, but Israel controls our media and social media. They own the VPNs. They own the government. They do. You know what I mean? But this entire time, the right wing was pointing fingers at, like, George Soros. And he's, you know what I mean? They were on the right track, but they should have been pointing fingers at Israel because they control everything. That's not even, I feel awkward even talking about it, but they do. They do intentionally. That's by design. I just don't understand why they're so obsessed with monitoring the United States. It bothers me. They are obsessed with putting up social media. You can't talk about Israel. Like, anything you say about Israel bad is anti-Semitic. They're suppressing videos from coming out of Gaza. We're even seeing suppression of videos that were coming out of the Charlie Kirk shooting. You know what I mean? They control what we see and what we don't see. And that's a problem. That's a problem that I don't know how we're going to fix. Like Palantir, companies like Palantir, yeah, those are surveillance companies. Oracle, that is now involved in the American version of TikTok, that started out as a CIA company, CIA Project Oracle is what it was called, until it became a private company. That's what they do. They do surveillance. So again, they're wanting to monitor us in real time. They want to use AI and algorithms to try and determine if we're going to do anything violent. Like, I feel crazy talking about this stuff, but this is actually reality right now. It's just crazy how fast it just turned into this. I mean, January 20th, so it's only been not even 9 months, and this is where we're at. I just don't see, like, people keep talking about the 2028 election. Like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Like, Republicans just bought, not Republicans, but people in the Republican circles just bought Dominion voting machines, I heard, which is insane. We'll be talking about that. So, yeah, there is not going to be any more elections, free and fair at least. None. The only chance we have is in the short term. Maybe the midterms. I don't know, because they're refusing to swear people in. They're just refusing to swear people in. And even in the last election, they said if Kamala Harris won, they were just going to refuse to certify the election and send it back to the states. Like, they've been wanting to cheat at the election game for so long, ever since Donald Trump lost his second term, or his second try at the election. They've been trying to cheat actively. So all the voting fraud accusations just were confessions on their part. So, but let's go back to this Nobel Peace Prize shit, because it is funny to me how these guys are sucking up. Have you guys ever heard of a representative named Buddy Carter? I never heard of this guy, but he's on one of these right-wing news channels trying to justify why Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And it's just amazing how these men, these alpha men, suck up to Donald Trump. It's just so pathetic.
And Donald Trump has done that, and I applaud him for that. That's why he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's why I'm introducing a resolution for a sense of Congress today that will honor him with the Nobel Peace Prize. And if need be, we'll call for a discharge petition on that. I hope we can work with the Speaker, though, and get it on the floor for a vote.
Do you think Democrats will ever acknowledge his role in this peace process?
No, I don't think so. And let's face it, right now, what we're witnessing with
Chuck
Schumer is just trying to be more anti-Trump than AOC because he's afraid he's going to get fired.
Apparently, he is from Georgia. Georgia, what the fuck are y'all doing down there? You got Marjorie Taylor Greene and Buddy Carter representing you. Do better. Please do better, because this is embarrassing. This is so horrible. Man. Oh, God. All right, so I want to go over the response from... What's the name of the organization that gives out the Nobel Peace Prize? I don't even know. Let me look it up. Hold up. I feel like a dumbass. Nobel. I probably should keep typing. Man, come on. That's not what I wanted. Never mind. Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they give an amazing response as to why exactly Donald Trump did not get the Nobel Peace Prize. And again, the fact that they even considered this, like Netanyahu was endorsing Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize, the guy actively committing genocide, his own Holocaust, that guy was like, yeah, Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I'd be like, dude, I don't want your fucking recommendation. Get away from me. But here you go.
U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as the chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters, domestically and internationally, affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee?
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to do something to the, peaceful. not start a war with your own country. Like, actually, people thought he was going to get it. They're actually shocked. Oh, my God, it's such an insult. No, it's not. No. There's no way in fucking hell that Donald Trump will ever get a Nobel Peace Prize. Not going to happen. But while he is alive and kicking, we still have to deal with this giving. I wonder if his family is going to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom for Charlie Kirk. I wonder if his kids will be there. You know what? I've been looking for days at family pictures of the Kirks. And this is going to sound nuts, but in none of the family pictures of the Charlie Kirk family do you see the children's faces. And people were like, well, maybe they don't want the kids on the internet. Like, they're posting the pictures of themselves and the kids, but they have intentionally are holding them so they're facing the opposite direction or putting hats over their faces. It's really weird. And remember, the kids were not at the memorial, which I thought was odd. His parents weren't at the memorial. So none of this makes any sense. So I'm curious to see if his wife pulls off another performance. I wonder if there'll be pyrotechnics involved in this event as well. Also, I heard Turning Point USA is putting on their own halftime show, which I'm sure they'll make you pay for because it's all just a grift. So if you want to watch the most boring mayonnaise performance in Super Bowl halftime history, Turning Point USA is your spot. If you want to watch a real performance, like always, the halftime show usually crushes. I don't watch football anymore, but, even the halftime show is enjoyable for people. It's a good performance. It is. So it's amazing how they can pull that off in such a short period of time. So, yeah, they don't... They're desperate. They're desperate, again, to paint us out as the bad guys. They're failing at it, and they're obviously grasping at straws. Like, they just admitted to capturing one of the leaders of Antifa's girlfriends. Like, I wish nobody would have a follow-up question, like, what's her name? Are you going to release the mugshot? Are we going to have any audio recordings of you questioning them? Like, how do they make it? How do they admit something like that, which is obviously fake and false, and nobody goes, hold on a second. You just said that? What? And it's like this whole Charlie Kirk investigation. We haven't heard a thing. It's been a month. Today was a month that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. We haven't seen any evidence to prove that anybody shot Charlie Kirk at this point. You know what I mean? We have no idea what happened that day. I have a pretty good idea, but, I'll never know for sure unless somehow the truth comes out. But under this administration, we're never going to know the truth about these things. So we're left with assumptions. So, I don't know. It's crazy, right? But, yeah, again, this is going to get nuts. No Kings 2.0 is just a week away. I will be leaving. I'll be at Mike's house this time next Friday, and then Saturday we're going to catch a train into town, and we will be live streaming on all of our platforms except for Instagram, I think. We're going to be on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook streaming the No Kings protest from downtown New York City. It should be one of the biggest protests we've ever been to, and I'm really excited. We got merch made for it and everything, so... yeah, look forward to it. If you guys want to support our efforts at all, we do have a small GoFundMe set up in the link tree, which is in the description of this video. It's also on our bios and channel pages and whatnot. If you guys want to help us out, that'd be great. But again, I already have the studio set up. So if you want to set your reminders, No Kings 2.0, New York City, 1 week. Well, I'll be in New York. We're going to try and do a podcast the night I get to Mike's house. We're going to test everything out. So we might just goof around and just hang out with you guys in the comments. And then, on the 8th or the next Saturday, the 18th, I will be with Mike in New York City doing our 16th on-location event of the year, which is awesome. This is what we've always wanted to do. We never wanted to be the guys behind a computer. We wanted to be out in the streets. So thanks to your support, we've been able to do it. I hope you guys have a good night. That's all I have for today. A little bit of a shorter episode. I will be back on tomorrow at 8 p.m., hanging out with you guys, going over tomorrow's top news stories, which I'm sure are going to be just as stupid as today's, if not worse. So, and if you guys want to follow us on social media or get our new Make Antifa Great Again merch, that is also in our link tree. We got hoodies and t-shirts right now, and I'm going to be working on making some more anti-fascist merch. So I think that's what we're going to focus on. We're looking for, because the logo that we used on our merch that we have now is an original anti-fascist logo they used to paint on walls back in Europe in the 30s and 40s. So we've kind of gone with that theme. We're trying to find like old school anti-fascist logos that they used to use back in the day. So yeah, we should have some pretty cool merch coming out here soon. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.